WRSR, Owasso, Flint. The following program has been pre-recorded and is paid for by Discover Flint Township. The views expressed are those of Discover Flint Township and do not necessarily reflect the views of 103.9 The Fox or Krill Communications, Inc. Welcome to Discover Flint Township, a program showcasing our local community. Flint Township is ready for your next move. And now, your host, Flint Township Economic Enhancement Director, Tracy Tucker.
This is Discover Flint Township, brought to you by Flint Township Economic Development Authorities, HAP Financial Plus Credit Union, and Shea Automotive Group. We're wide awake, and we hope you are too. This morning, we are talking with the ladies that put the she in Shea. And our guaranteed rate business spotlight will shine on Gaines Jewelry. Hey, ladies, how's everybody this morning?
Hi, Tracy.
Hello, how are you?
Hello. Well, that was Stacy Fields and Mackenzie Miller from Shea. All of the Shea ladies are here, and why don't we take a minute to go around the table and let everybody introduce themselves and tell us what your position is at Shea, okay?
Hello, my name is Sierra Adams, and I am the Customer Care Coordinator.
Hi, I'm Ileana Bevins, Fixed Operations Director.
Hi, I'm Haley, and I'm in pre-owned sales.
Hi, I'm Connie Glavin, and I'm in new car sales.
I love it. I love it. You all did really well. They're all really nervous. So we had to break the ice with them all introducing themselves. So
Do you want me to introduce myself?
We already introduced. Everybody knows Mackenzie.
All right.
So that was Mackenzie Miller, and we'll hear more from her later. But it's National Women's Month, and what better way to celebrate that than to talk to the ladies of Shea Automotive Group. So, Stacy, everybody knows that you're very supportive, and Shea Automotive Group is very supportive of not only women in business, but strong women at your dealerships. So, why don't you tell us more about that and your commitment to ladies in business?
Sure. Thank you, Tracy. We started the She and Shea to really just kind of highlight, if you will, the She and Shea that we have here and the different departments that they work in, and just the simple fact that we have women that work all through the dealership. Doesn't mean we don't like men, and it doesn't mean that we don't have men that work for us as well. It's just a very male-dominated business, and we wanted to highlight those that we think, give a good asset and also kind of change the culture of automotive dealerships.
That's great. That's great. So we have a lot of guests here today. So we're going to start with Connie Glavin, who I have known for a lot of years, which is scary. Her husband is in insurance, and that's how I originally met Connie. And so how long have you been in this industry?
42 years. And 42 years in the business. And when I started, literally, there were no women in car sales. They said it couldn't be done. But here, after 42 years, I'm in the top numbers for GM, and I love taking care of my customers. So very, very pleased to be in this business.
I think Connie's being a little humbled, Tracy. She's our number one new car salesperson here at Shea Automotive Group.
Yeah. And, I remember years ago when I first met you and Tim, and you were... Well, you'd been in it for about 10 years, I think, at the time.
Yes, probably.
And we, I remember you were struggling a little bit because of it was such a male-dominated world.
Correct.
But you worked through it, and it's great to see you're doing so well today. Yes. So, Stacy, I know you're proud of Connie, and I know she's been a huge asset. But you have other people here.
I do.
That you want to introduce?
I do. Let's start with our next, Connie. And Connie, thank you for all your hard work always and how great you treat our customers.
Thank you.
We also have Ileana Bevins, who is our Director of Fixed Operations. And I'll let Illy tell you a little bit about herself.
Yes, so I kind of stumbled into this industry on accident, and now I love it more than anything. So yes, very male dominated, and I work kind of in the back of the house with all the boys, and I absolutely love it. We have a lot of fun. So what I do is I am in charge of the service department, parts departments, and collision centers. So we work daily to improve our customer service, take care of our customers, and make sure that we provide a great service for everyone here.
Okay, and is it just you back there, or are there other girls working in that service area?
Definitely. So I've got a lot of great men that works next to me as well, but an instrumental part of our service departments would be Sierra. So she helps navigate all of the customers that come in and making sure that their car gets to the right technician and fixed promptly.
Okay, well, Sierra, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do?
Okay, I too, like Ileana, I stumbled into the industry. I went to school for sports management, so I never thought about being in the automotive industry. 6 years ago, I accepted a position, actually service writing, and then a couple years ago, I became the customer care coordinator. So I too work in the back with the boys. I make sure that they're getting cars done promptly, make sure that they're getting to the right person, and make sure that our customers are our top priority in getting those cars back to the customer.
So that's great, and it's so wonderful to hear about girls being involved in a male-dominated industry, and I call you girls, all us ladies. I used to be over the building department at the office and in charge of inspectors and all that stuff, which obviously male dominated at the time. So I understand your pain, but I also understand it's great working with guys. You don't get a lot of the pettiness and that you see sometimes. Women can be very hard on other women. That's why it's one great thing to see all of you women working together so well and supporting each other. It's very good. But we have another person with us today, and she's very nervous. So we're gonna take it easy on her, and her name is Haley. Why don't you tell us what you do at Shea?
I'm in pre-owned sales over at the Megalot.
Okay, great. And so are you an actual salesperson?
Yeah.
So you're going out, and when somebody comes on the lot, you help them find their perfect vehicle?
I do.
All right. Well, that's awesome.
Tell them how long you've been in the industry and what your favorite part is.
I've been in the industry for a little over 2 years. My favorite part is, I guess, working with people, like you said, helping them find the right vehicle, just like making sure everyone leaves here happy.
That's a great feeling, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you can make somebody happy and make sure they get the right choice for them.
It's a great feeling knowing that you're helping somebody better their situation.
Yeah, there you go. That's a great way to put it, because a lot of times that is, especially, and a vehicle is a big purchase for some people.
It really is.
Even if it's a pre-owned vehicle, a lot of the people that are looking at pre-owned might not be able to afford a new one.
Absolutely.
So they're looking for any help they can and trying to get the best deal for their dollar. So.
Yep, and we have financing for all situations. So, I love helping people from all different dynamics.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Now, now this can go off the rails again. When you're talking pre-owned sales, so we know that the Shea Automotive Group has Chevy, Buick, GMC, but on the pre-owned lot, you have a variety.
Yeah, we have
right?
all makes and models. We get in different things every day.
Awesome.
And we have over 600, almost 700 vehicles over there.
Wow, that's a good variety. So, well, it was nice talking to you. Nice meeting you,
as well.
Haley,
Thank you.
and Sierra, and Ileana, and Connie. But now we're back to somebody we all know and love that we've met before several times, but we're going to introduce her again. Mackenzie Miller, how are you today?
I am great. How are you doing, Tracy?
I'm good. Why don't you tell us your official title?
Yes, so my official title is the Director of Corporate Partnerships, but I also handle all of the internal marketing as well. And honestly, what I love most about working here is being able to be a part of every single department. So I get to interact with everybody, and one of my biggest goals is to eventually learn every aspect of the dealership. So I think that's a really great way to start.
Yeah, that is. That's great.
We're going to make her sell cars right next to Connie now.
There you go.
She's right by. She's in.
So Connie will be your mentor.
Oh, yes.
So one of the things the ladies were talking about earlier was they were calling heroes, the female heroes in their life, Shiros.
Yes.
But I understand what you mean. Everyone has a female role model or hero from their younger years. And so we wanted to talk about who the Shiros were that you had growing up. So we'll start with Connie.
Okay, that would be Wonder Woman. I have her on my phone as a screensaver. And when my customers come to me, I said, okay, we're going to make this happen. So I'd like to thank Shea because they enable us to make sure the customer gets the right car, the right deal on the car, and we're there for them after the sale. So I would say Wonder Woman is my hero.
There you go. I like it. And Haley, you're up next.
I guess I don't have one specific Shiro. I would say that mine would be any woman who works in the male-dominated industry that, goes through the same things that we do. Positive things, mostly. But, it's a little bit tough when there's all these men around sometimes, but we love it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's good. That's a good answer. Ileana?
I remember we talked about this last year, and it was really fun to kind of look back and see who has gone through some of the things that we go through as women in this industry. And I think I picked last year Rosie the Riveter, and I'm going to pick that one again because I think watching and learning more and more that I have over this last year about her walking into a territory that is so out of sorts for me when I walked into this and just thriving and really being able to overcome any obstacles that we do on a daily basis. So that's my choice.
That's a good one. Being from the Flint area, I grew up in Flint Township all my life. And I've lived here all my life. Everyone here knows somebody who worked in GM. Everybody knows somebody. You can't get away from it. A lot of us have female ancestors that work there. And we're at the time of Rosie. My mom worked in the shops when she was younger, and I know a lot of people do. Do any of you? Well, you know what? Before I ask that question, I want to hear Sierra's answer to the Shiro comment, and then I'll go back to Rosie.
Okay, so my Shiro, it would be Oprah Winfrey. Anytime anybody always asks me, that is a person that I look up to. She came from nothing. So, growing up in Flint, Michigan, it's hard. It's been hard. So seeing her come from nothing to be one of the top women in the industry, that's somebody I look up to, and she inspires me to always go for my dreams and go above and beyond what someone expects from me. So.
That's a great person to aspire to be like too. So, and looking for the best in yourself is always a good thing too. Mackenzie?
Yes.
Who's your Shiro?
My Shiro is someone who is near and dear to my heart, which is my grandmother. She is the strongest woman that I know, and she's such an inspiration to me. She's helped me a lot to learn the importance of family, and she also makes me want to be just a better person all around in every way. So she is my Shiro.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. I like that one. Stacy.
I was going to go with Rosie the Riveter, but since Illy stole that one, I guess I'll go with Amelia Earhart, which is who we used on the Shiro when we did it earlier this year. Yeah. And, I respect her and her accomplishments, and so it's been great.
Another trailblazer.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
brave woman. And we just, we try to come here and do the best we can every single day. And I believe that, that was her way of working as well.
Yeah. Do any of you, because I butted in about Rosie the Riveter, do any of you have any ladies that worked at the shop?
Well, we met two. We met two or three actually when we did the radiothon here, and so none in our immediate family, none in my immediate family, but I do know. I think we might have some ladies in the room here that know some Rosie the Riveters. Although I did have my old controller, I call it my past life before I was in the automotive industry. His grandmother was a Rosie the Riveter, and I did have the opportunity to meet her. Awesome. And then, we had a few attend the Channel 12 when we unveiled the Rosie the Riveter at the airport. So
yeah, it was a trying time,
which is emotional, and it was interesting, and they were so grateful for the statue at Flint Bishop. So.
Oh yeah, I interviewed Nino last week for the show, and we talked a little bit about it, and it's nice to have her presence there along with Nash and Chrysler.
Sure. So yeah, absolutely.
You know what? I think we're almost at the end. So I hate to say goodbye to all you ladies. We've had a great show today, but Mackenzie, I'm going to give you the last minute. Anything going on for the listeners this month?
Yeah, so we just received our new incentive, so you guys are actually in luck. You get to hear the deals first. So this month, you can actually drive off in a brand new Chevy Equinox for only $139 a month, or a new Buick Envision for $299 a month. And I don't know if you've seen the new redesigned Buick Envision, but it actually is pretty cool. So I think I might need to switch to that as my new demo next month. Okay. Just saying. Yeah.
All right. Well, you know what? It's been great, ladies. And it's so nice to have everybody here and to see all these ladies in business. And so we'll catch everybody again next week. We'll see Shea next month again.
Okay.
And I'm sure we'll talk to Mackenzie then. So,
and who else do you have on this month, Tracy?
Next week we have HAP, and I think we're talking about the crim. So,
good. So we all need to start exercising and running so we can produce that. Okay, great.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
All right, so now we're going to move on to our business spotlight, which we have our new sponsor, Guaranteed Rate, is helping us to shine a spotlight on our local Flint Township businesses. And today we have one of my favorite people, David Gaines from Gaines Jewelry. Hi, David.
Hi, how are you, Tracy?
I'm good. So why don't you introduce yourself and let everyone know what you do at Gaines Jewelry?
Oh boy. Well, I'm David Gaines. I'm the president of Gaines Jewelry. And what do I do? My father always used to, when people would ask my dad what he did at the business, he would always say, I'm the owner and the janitor. So anyone who owns a business knows that means you do whatever you need to do. So, but I'm the president of the company and try to keep things on task. But I have a great staff, so that isn't too much work, thank goodness.
Yeah, so it was a family business. Your dad
still is a family business. Yeah, my dad started our store 1963, actually, and I'm the second generation, and both my kids, we were third generation, both work in the store as well. So it truly is a family operation.
Yeah. So how did your dad get started in it?
You know, I could go all day about my dad's story. My dad really lived the American dream. He grew up very impoverished in Arkansas and Missouri, which a lot of people growing up in the late 20s and early 30s, grew up impoverished. But worked hard and ended up going to serve in World War II. Mm-hmm. And once he got back from serving in World War II and coming back to Missouri, the mechanization of farming was come along, and there wasn't much need for labor like there had been. Mm-hmm. And so really kind of on a dare, he used the GI Bill to pay for a watchmaking school that would travel around to different towns in the area and the farming communities there and to teach trades. And so he learned watchmaking, and that kind of started him on the path to being in the jewelry business. He started repairing watches at a drugstore, and said he realized he couldn't make a living getting up to sell toothpaste every 5 minutes. So he opened his own little shop and realized again that you can only do so much repairing. So he started, selling more watches, and that's how he got started. He moved to
what part of Missouri was he from?
He was from near Gideon, Missouri.
Near Gideon,
yeah, which is a small little.
Is that central, or is that?
It's down near the Boot Heel.
Oh, down by Malden
yeah,
and all
exactly.
that. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I have family from down there.
Yeah, everyone up here does.
Everyone
up here does. They all have family. Yeah. So he literally was born and grew up on a ridge in the mountains in Arkansas, and it's a great story. And he always used to say, only in this country could someone who came from where he came from just work hard and get ahead and make something for this help. And he would, he would always say, provide for his family. And so that was what he was all about. So.
Yeah, my dad was from Arkansas, and around that area, but he was in Crowley's Ridge, Leif, Arkansas.
Oh, yeah.
Paragould. Everybody up here, you ask them where they're from, they're like Paragould.
Right, because that's
none of them are from Paragould.
No,
they're from either Leif or Piggott or
Yeah.
Now, my husband's mom is from New Madrid area. So we have lots of family down that way.
Yep, absolutely.
But, we kind of veered off here.
That's okay. So he opened a store in 1963. He and my mom, and he always tell the story that my mom asked him when they first opened the store, what are we going to do if this doesn't work? Of course, his answer was always, this has to work. This is all we have. We have to sleep here, live here. So that was kind of the approach that he took. And he just,
that determination to succeed.
Exactly.
The American dream.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Work hard and have it pay off and have your hard work rewarded. And he was fortunate enough to do that.
So, so you've been in business 58 years,
right?
Right.
Yeah.
And you're independent, an independent store, right?
Right.
You're the oldest one in the area, right?
Right. Exactly. And independent. A lot of jewelry stores operate today with a corporate office where, the policies that they have, and especially the merchandise that they receive, is kind of just sent down from a main office somewhere. And being independent means we literally don't have to just take what a head office sends down to us. We literally handpick every piece of inventory that comes into our store, which translates into we're able to find some of the industry's best values, some of the more unique items. And if I'm not comfortable with the quality of a piece, and comfortable enough to put my name on it, it's just not going to go in the case. So
nice.
We feel good, being able to do that. There's plenty of places to buy jewelry today. I mean, my goodness, you can buy jewelry, department stores, wholesale clubs, online, wherever. But there aren't too many really true full service jewelry stores, even fewer that are family owned and operated today.
Right. So full disclosure, Gaines Jewelry is one of my favorite jewelry stores. And I am wearing, I didn't even realize it when I put it on today, but when I got here, I realized I had put on a necklace that my daughter had bought me from Gaines.
That's right. I noticed it when I came in the door.
And, as I said, one of my favorites, my dad only bought my mother's jewelry from Gaines. Every nice piece of jewelry that my mother has that my dad bought her over the years was bought from your dad or you.
Yep.
So, yeah. So long history there, too. I
is.
remember when you were up on Flushing Road.
That's
so
right. It was a hallway. It was just a little bitty room with one window.
Yeah. And now you're on Beecher Road.
Currently on Beecher Road, yep.
But we're going to talk more about that, though, later.
Right.
So you were talking about that as full service, because I'll tell you, I was just in there the other day, and this is not a paid for announcement because I paid for what I had done, but I had to get my ring repaired. So when you're talking full service, what does that mean in the jewelry business?
Well, full service in my industry means that all our work is done in our facility, which again is not common today. But I have 3 goldsmiths on staff, my son being one of them, working in our store, doing repairing, designing, creating jewelry for our customers or for our inventory. We even have a clockmaker on staff, which is really a rarity today.
Yeah, you never hear of that.
No, you really don't. And being my father's passion for the jewelry industry started with watch and clock repair, I'm just proud to be able to say that we have a clockmaker on staff. His office currently is right next to my office. So every hour on the hour, there's cuckoo clocks going off. There's all kinds of chimes and stuff going off. It's for a guy like me, it's music to my ears. But that's something that jewelry stores, and here again, we're a working store. And
I took my wedding ring in. I had not had it checked in years, and I had them check the prongs of my ring. Thank goodness I did, because 2 of them were gone. And but I left my ring there. I didn't have to worry about it being sent somewhere, being lost in the mail, and all that stuff. And they fixed it. I got my wedding ring back. I left it there on a Friday, and I think I got it back on Monday or Tuesday. So really, that was my own fault because I left it on a Friday. I could have got it back quicker probably. But my point is, you don't have to worry about stuff being shipped. You don't have to worry about all that if you're worried about leaving your ring somewhere.
No, and these days with the pandemic, shipping anything anywhere is just kind of a nightmare.
Crazy.
So, fortunately, I with the position that we're in, I haven't had to worry about that.
Yeah. So what's your favorite part of being in the jewelry business?
Oh, gosh. The jewelry business is so fun to be a part of. And we can sometimes forget that when we go to work every day. But I really get to work around precious, many times expensive items. It's almost like, working in a museum, except we're in a jewelry store. I encourage people to touch things and hold things, and, they can even take things home with them, and, you get arrested for that in a museum. But we encourage that in the jewelry business. But so that's really cool. I think what I enjoy most, though, is the people. I'm getting to interact with people when they are many times at some of the happiest points of their life. They're celebrating an engagement, a marriage, an anniversary, a birthday, birth of a child. And it's really, it's a humbling honor to be invited into a pretty important part of someone's life.
People's celebrations. Yeah,
exactly.
That's cool. That's cool. I never thought about it like that, but yeah, that would be an interesting part of the job. And, you're also a great community partner. You've been here forever, like you said, since 1963. And recently you had a promotion to help others. Did you want to tell anybody about that?
Sure. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. My father taught my sister and I from an early age how important it is to, be active in the community and give back to the community. And Flint's been so good to my family. So I think it's important to give back and to do that through our support of many local organizations or faith-based groups. The promotion that we did this past Christmas was really fun because, restaurants, if you remember, were completely closed down to dine in,
right?
Takeout only. And many restaurants were really struggling, and many of them are my customers. And so we came up with the concept. We had a fun little TV ad teasing that we were going to invite everyone to my house for dinner. But because of COVID, we couldn't do that. So I went to 20 that I could just think of independently owned local restaurants and just bought gift certificates from them at full price and gave them out with purchases at the store. And, it was, usually selling a gift card to a restaurant isn't a huge deal, but during that time, it
meant a lot. It meant a lot to those businesses. And I saw that. And we pushed that out on Facebook, just letting everybody know what was going on. And I know that those local restaurants really appreciated the business.
Right.
And a little birdie told me.
Those little birdies have big mouths.
I know, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
They told me you had some news from our listeners that you're on Beach Road right now, but what's going on?
Right. We're starting to it's been in the works for a while, but we're starting to talk about it more now. Sometime after Mother's Day, probably mid-May, we'll be moving our current location, which is on Beecher Road. We've been there for 22 years. We're moving it to Linden Road in the plaza right in front of Hobby Lobby next to FedEx Kinko's there. It's going to give us the opportunity. It's a store that's twice the size of our current store. It'll allow us to do many of the things that we have always wanted to do but haven't had the room to do. Customers will be able to actually look into our shop and see those goldsmiths that I talk about, practicing their craft, creating jewelry, repairing jewelry. They'll also be able to watch our clockmaker repairing clocks. So there's many other improvements, but it's exciting.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, you know what? Let's give your website out. And your address.
Yeah, well, at this point, again, we're still on Beecher Road, about a half mile west of McLaren Hospital. We share a parking lot with what used to be Diplomat Pharmacy there. And then after Mother's Day, we'll be there on Linden Road. Our website, of course, you can reach us 24/7, 7 days a week, and that is gainesjewelry.com. And it's a fully functional website. You can go on there. There are specials, our clearance cases in there, some fantastic values there. It's also a way just to kind of keep up with the latest news that's going on with the company.
Great. And we're so happy that you're staying in Flint Township.
As are we, yeah.
I know, right?
Yep.
And it's been great having you here today. Thanks for coming in. I would like to remind our listeners, if you have any questions for us, please email discoverflinttownship@gmail.com or visit us on Facebook at Flint Township Events. You can find all of our shows on our YouTube channel, Discover Flint Township, or if you would like information on available properties or any other information about Flint Township, you can visit our web pages, discoverflinttownship.com or flinttownship.org. That's O-R-G. I would once again like to thank everyone for listening today, and thanks to all our guests. It's been fun. It's been fun having you here today, David. And thanks to our partners, HAP, Shea Automotive Group, Financial Plus Credit Union, and Fox 103.9, and Guaranteed Rate. I'd like to remind you that I'm Tracy Tucker, the Flint Township Economic Enhancement Director, and tell you to stay safe, stay healthy, shop local, buy local, and discover Flint Township. See you later.
This has been Discover Flint Township with Tracy Tucker. For more information, visit discoverflinttownship.com. Flint Township is ready for your next move. The preceding program was pre-recorded and was paid for by Discover Flint Township. The views expressed are those of Discover Flint Township and do not necessarily reflect the views of 103.9 The Fox or Krill Communications, Inc.